see the difference. Catch this wave right here. Those roots to stick up. Easy summer hair drying. There we go. I'm about to diffuse. I just washed my hair, styled it, pinned it up. Let me show you my favorite hair towel. I have it draped for drying right now, but it's just a muslin blanket. And I just made it into a triangle. It's all wet right now. I just had it over my shoulders. I used one of my styling clips to just put it into place so I can keep my back dry in the meantime while I was doing the makeup, but now it's soaking wet, so I'm gonna hang it up. It dries pretty quickly since it's so thin, but at least it keeps my shirt dry in the meantime. And while I was air drying, I didn't want my roots to flatten. So I'm gonna take those out, and when taking them out, look in the mirror first, make sure there's no hair in the hinge, and then they'll come cleanly out. So I'm gonna take all of these out while I diffuse, and then I'll put them back in at the end. I like to just, if I have the time, I'll leave them on while I walk around for another 10 minutes. Here we go. Here I'm using low heat and the blower is also on low. I'm starting here with hover diffusing, which is the best method to prevent frizz. It sets your curls, sealing in your styling products to protect all the styling work that you put in. And since it's summer, I like to cut down on my diffusing time when I can, mostly to keep myself from overheating. So to still get the most benefit from diffusing, I'm going to diffuse only about 10 minutes or so until I feel that a gel cast has formed on that outside of my hair, or at least it feels just dry to the touch, because that's ultimately what's going to prevent frizz from forming and coming through. You can keep your hair still to get a more compact look, or for more volume, you can move your curls gently to dry all around from all angles to give them more space to open up, and allow that volume just by giving your curl pattern that extra space without creating excess frizz. That's all the diffusing I'm going to do. It's dry enough. The ends are damp but not dripping. So now I'm just going to clip up my roots and air dry the rest of the way. I just want a little bit of volume. Let's see where my bangs want to go. I'm going to catch this wave right here. And let's see. Those are okay there. I'm just going to give it a lift underneath here. Side, and then I always love to try to tuck one back here to let that crown get a little bit of lift in the back. I did get a couple of questions of why I don't use these to clip up. Now these are pretty bulky, if you can see the difference. I'm going to take out this one, and again make sure that there's no hair in the hinge, but you can definitely see the difference in how thick these are. And also these have teeth, so these are great for holding up my hair while I'm styling, especially wet styling, because it has that really good grip. Whereas these are so slim that I can really get it into these small areas. Now if I were to try to get this in there, there's a lot of moving parts with these. There's a hinge here at the top, a hinge here at the bottom. So if you'd like to try it to pin up your hair, you certainly can. I just find that these are easier to use, easier to take out because they are so smooth. They're really easy to use, and they don't make any crimps in the hair just because they are so slim, and I'm trying to gather those curl clumps that are already there. And I do check them while I'm air drying because they could fall every once in a while. Like this one is you know, already kind of tilted to the side. So if I want to readjust that after a few minutes, I can, just to make sure it's sticking up, because I want those roots to stick up and have a lot of volume. And you can definitely use as many as you like. You don't have to have them in a particular pattern. I like to just try to set my face framing pieces however they want to fall. I don't necessarily have a same pattern that I use all the time. When I was styling my hair, I was taking horizontal sections and then just putting each of those sections back. So then it just sort of fell quite naturally, and then I wanted to see, once I was drying it, just how those pieces fell. So a lot of these face framing pieces, just because they're so short, they do already hang down to the side. I don't have a lot of face framing hair per se on the side, so I don't have a lot of curls that I need to manage in the front. But if you do, you can definitely use them to clip them. Like this one, it looks like they got kind of mixed up together. I'm going to separate those because I do like a little bit more volume where my hair is thinner on the sides. If you needed to go out to an event, work, or something right away, you can definitely diffuse until dry, depending on your climate and your hair. But otherwise, if you have the time, you can definitely just let it air dry the rest of the way, just to keep it easy. You have plenty enough things to do, and at least you can set the top of your hair so that you have control of your styling for the day. I'm going to finish other things around the house and then take out these clips, and I'll be all done for the day. Hope this was helpful.